What a conference. If you did not go to the Fight, Laugh, Feast conference, you have to watch it online. If you are a club member of the Fight, Laugh, Feast network, you can watch them. You can see all of the talks that went on. There was awesome cinematography going on. They were filming conversations that were going on. We sung hymns together. It was close to 1,000 people at this conference. In the era that we live in, 1,000 people. Our first Fight, Laugh, Feast conference got 1,000 people. Something special is going on here. Let's talk about it. Welcome to How to Build a Tent. My name is Matt Williams. Thank you for listening, sharing the show. For those of you who have given me a second chance, what I found out, and I heard from so many of you guys, which it was so great to meet you guys. It was so great to talk with you, to fellowship with you, to go out and have a beer and a scotch in my case, sing songs. There was a portion of the night where Darren Doan, a man of his word, bought drinks for us and had the patio packed with Reformed Christians singing psalms, smoking a cigar, and drinking scotch, echoed out into an empty parking lot because everywhere else was closed. We were at this restaurant and it was packed. It was packed with so many people from the conference. And I was just sitting there for a second, waiting for my drink, trying to get a bartender to give me a drink. And I was thinking, when was the last time that this restaurant and the bar in the restaurant was packed like this on a weekend? And it's filled with Christians singing, fellowshipping, glorifying God. Absolutely beautiful. And I heard from so many of you listening and those of you watching on YouTube where you deleted my show for the longest time. You were upset that it just appeared on the streams. And we found out it was David to blame for that, Chocolate Knox. So if you hate me because I just invaded the Facebook stream, you can blame David. And then you guys said that, I just gave you a chance and I absolutely love the show now. I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for giving me a chance. And for those of you sharing the show to give people a chance, I really appreciate that. A lot of you have reached out to me and we were scheduled sometimes to talk, sometimes to catch up because we weren't able to do it at the conference because it was so busy. Please reach out to me again because I feel like there's several people who I met with and talked about setting up something, and I'm probably going to drop the ball. So please reach out to me again. Man, this was great. This was like no conference I've ever been at in my life ever, and it was the most timely, perfect time. Timely, that is what perfect time means. The perfect venue, the perfect, just everything about it was exactly fitting. It was definitely of the Lord, from Gabe's arrest to this conference. And let me tell you, it was so refreshing on so many levels emotionally. I know a lot of Reformed people don't like talking about the E word, emotions, emotionally. But it was for me. I left recharged. I left touched. I left changed because of what God is doing. There was one point in this conference where Rod Martin was talking, and it was a great talk. You have to check it out. Go, if you're not a member yet and you want to see this. I see a lot of people on social media already asking for when it's going to be made available. Go online, become a member, put in HTBT. You'll get a mug like that. You can drink some cross-politic coffee, and you can watch the Fight, Laugh, Feast conference and hear from David Bonson, who manages a huge fund in New York, and he's also in Newport Beach as well. And also Rod Martin talking about the first church on Mars is going to be Baptist. And that, when he said that and the people laughed, I realized and thought, wow, a majority of you guys that listen, a majority of the people that go onto the Fight, Laugh, Feast network are Baptist. So what is going on? What is God doing where a majority of the people going to a Presbyterian conference, the majority of people that are listening to a Presbyterian network, even though I'm a Baptist, full disclaimer. And my wife told me Rhett Burns, who writes for the blog for the Fight, Laugh, Feast network, is also a Baptist, which, shout out. He's got to meet him too. What is going on where a majority of the people listening and going to this conference are Baptist? What is happening where God is bringing together brothers and sisters, old men and young children, bringing us together that is transcending the traditional things that divided us, where the Baptists would hang out with the Baptists, the Presbyterians would hang out with the Presbyterians. God is doing something here. And I want to solidify that and scale it. So tune in more. I'm going to be trying to push this and develop it. What are the core values, speaking of from an organizational perspective, what are the core values that is aligning people to come together and put off the things that divide us? Because you got to have unifying principles. And it's happening more than just with the Fight Laugh Feast Network, although this is obviously where we see it. This is our thing. This is our shows and our content and stuff. And so we hear from you directly, but this is also happening in with how we're rallying and allying behind the Founders Ministry, how we're rallying and allying behind MacArthur, and what's happening with Grace to You. There's these brothers that we would not ordinarily lock shoulders and lock arms with and fight, that we're doing that with. And so there has to be core values that we're associating with and identifying with that is doing that is allowing us to come together and unify. It's a flag. It's not a statement. I was talking about this very thing till like 4 a.m. Oh my gosh. When you have your kids with you, 4 a.m. is really late because you have to wake up the same time as you always wake up. Your kids don't say, oh, my parents stayed up late talking, having great conversations. I'm going to sleep in for it. No, that doesn't happen. So I got like 3 hours of sleep that night. But we were talking about this, that it needs to be not as complex as a statement, but it needs to be more like a flag in battle that tells us who is on our side, a flag that can tell us where we need to attack and where we need to move to, that we can look up and see where this flag is being raised and we can rally to it, we can muster the troops, and we can advance the kingdom of God. And what does that flag look like? I think it looks like 4 or 5 points that I'm not ready to talk about yet, but we've nailed them out. We're talking with David, Jared, AD, and myself. And I'm pushing this to other people as well, that we need to identify this so we can scale it, so that we can raise the flag and say, hey, these are the values that we're rallying behind. This is why you guys, Baptist, Presbyterian, post-mill, pre-mill, whatever, these are the things that are causing you to join and lock arms. And these are the things that we are pushing. These are the things that the ideals, the values that we are espousing, and what is causing you guys to come and lock arms with us. Because it's not what do we need to think about and discuss that will get you guys to follow us and get you guys to unite with us and fight with us and for us to fight with other people. But it's already happened. So let's just define it and discuss it and what it really is. And I'm really happy with how far we gotten in one long, late night. One of the great things about conferences, even conferences that have never been done before, like this one, there are just great opportunities to network. And let me tell you, I tweeted this out. I put this out on Facebook. There are things that happened at this conference, not on the stage, although definitely on the stage as well. Behind the scenes, discussions being made and closed doors sessions, new alliances being created, new business deals being created, new people that are interested in investing, new people that are interested in promoting their work for the gospel in certain ways. There were too many moments like this, too many events like this to happen. I mean, to count, where I don't know how many there were. I just kept hearing about them, kept being part of some of them. And it was just the most wonderful thing in the world. And it was just so good, especially Glenn Sunshine, man. That guy blew my mind a few times. He had Jared Longshore from Founders Ministry, who was acting like a Pentecostal when he was talking. And, he was dancing around, singing the amens. I've never seen that man in that kind of state. It was just glorious to listen to Glenn Sunshine, sometimes pretty intellectual. And I'm not going to lie, when he was doing his little word study at the conference, I was kind of falling asleep. But then he brought it all together, and I just wanted to run around screaming, hallelujah. It was fantastic. I wanted to point these out. Daniel Spratt, listener of the show, he has his daughter starting a little business, if he knows it or not, because she has school and stuff. But what she is doing is absolutely amazing. And if you don't watch this show on YouTube, you're going to miss out on this. But There's a great cartoon by N.D. Wilson that's on Netflix called Hello Ninja. My son absolutely loves it. It's his favorite show in the world. He knows all the characters. He knows every episode. And his daughter makes I think it's quilted stuffed animals. We got Hello Pretzel here. I mean, I'm sorry. Hello Ninja. We got Pretzel the cat. Got Georgie. Got Georgie here. Wesley. Awesome figures. I had to steal these away from my son for this. And the dragon Kuma. And I know this because my son, even to this day, every night when he goes to bed, he says, he doesn't, oops, sorry, I dropped something. He says, not that he's going to bed, but I'm going to go to Dreamland and dream about Georgie and Kuma, the dragon. And so he has these things. So fantastic. If you want these for your kid, they're wonderful. He loves them. If you're a fan of the series Hello Ninja, contact Daniel Spratt on Facebook and ask him that for a quote on how much money that it would cost for these things. These things are fantastic. I'm telling you, your kids are going to love them. And go support Christian Family as they're growing their business, a listener of the show. He also sells lowers for your AR-15 weapons at a very, very competitive price. So if you're looking to build a rifle and you want a lower, check him out for that as well. I'll put a link to his Facebook page because he still doesn't have a website. Daniel, I know you're listening to this. You need to get that website built so that you can start selling these things. And I can point people to your website instead of just your Facebook page. But I'm going to do that anyways because you need the business. Yeah. So, gosh, guys, I'm so pumped. I can't wait to see what God's doing. I said this before. I don't know if I said this on Reform Jellicle with AD or if it was just on the show. But this was a pivotal moment. I knew it would be, and it's confirmed. God is doing amazing things. We're going to look back at this date as a significant time in history. I'm so confident of it, and I'm already seeing it play out just the day after the conference. I was so blessed. My wife was blessed. My kids were blessed. Next year, the topic is the politics on sex. Don't miss it. Clear your calendar. Go buy tickets if you can. I don't even know if they're for sale yet. Pre-order your tickets. Tell Gabe to start selling tickets now. Don't miss this. Don't regret it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I was going to do a show for Monday, but I just got back so late. 12-hour drives nuts. But so okay, Tuesday. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.